The Census Bureau is reporting that the dependency ratio, with the number of people 65 and older to every 100 people of traditional working age, is projected to climb rapidly.
And this coincides with baby boomers moving into just that category. Joining us now to talk about our aging global population is our medical contributor, Dr. Poonam Alaigh. Hi, Dr. Alaigh.
Hi, how
Welcome.
are you guys doing?
Great, thank you. So what is the historical significance of this happening, both here in the U.S. and, globally as well?
I think it's really important. We've never seen the increase in the 65-year-old population ever in the history of mankind. We're facing it here in our country, but we're also facing it all across the world. Except for 18 countries that the UN considers demographic outliers, we're seeing this phenomena everywhere. And I think the significance is that, the good news is that we've cured a lot of diseases. People are living with chronic disease, or they're living longer. And on the other side, the fertility rates are going down. We're not making as many babies as we used to. So when you look at the two together, it's actually escalating in terms of the numbers. I think the important thing is that when people age, what are those latter years like? Are they the healthy years, or are they living those latter years with illness? And that's what I think we should be talking about in terms of what we can do.
You're talking about quality of life issues.
Absolutely. The quality of life issues, sort of the independence, the ability to still continue to work, to lead a life that everyone wants to. Those are the important things. You talk about Betty White, who celebrated her 90th birthday last month. I want to be like her. I think all of us want to be like her.
Sure.
Still vibrant and working and engaged.
And what do you think's her secret?
It's been really interesting because I've seen lots of patients who are centenarians, and we're seeing a lot of people in the 80s now. And in fact, when you look at our census, the population that's 80 and older is actually the fastest growing segment. Just 5 years ago, they represented 3.5% of our population. Now it's about 6% of our population. And when you sit with them and you talk to them and you do studies, one of the biggest studies was the Longevity Project that started in 1921. It's been very interesting to see what were those factors that contributed to their longevity.
Exactly. What are they? Please share the wealth.
So one of the biggest things was, in addition to keeping active, taking your medications, getting your normal screening and your knowing your numbers and risk factors and eating healthy, the important thing was that they continued to work. They had a purpose. Every day that they got up, there was something that they did, whether it was keeping themselves occupied or, more importantly, giving back. They were part of this network of social immersion. They were giving back in a way that was much bigger than just them. They were surrounded by friends and families. They were not isolated. They had lots of people around them. The most important thing, I think, is the fact that their attitude was always positive, always optimistic.
Is there something to be said for these people who are living in their 80s and 90s now, started their lives well before we had the health fads of, what to eat, what not to eat?
No, don't smoke, don't drink, exercise more. All of that sort of came into play later on for that generation.
Yeah, it did in a way, but at the same time, that goes to show how you as an individual can do so much more. I mean, the choices that we make today go a long way in ensuring that the fountain of youth continues to flow for us, decades down the road. And again, it's really funny. I was meeting this one patient of mine, and she says, you know what, I just don't let anything bother me. I just live in the moment. If someone says something that is irritating or upsetting, I just let it fluff off.
Well, it's the whole idea of reducing stress.
Exactly.
But this has created a wealth of jobs in people who deal with older people who have chronic illnesses, health issues. Pharmaceutical companies are looking at this, and they're coming up with ways to deal with artery clogging. I mean, it's not the kids taking Viagra. So, there are a lot of things that come with this older population.
Absolutely. And so it's so important to be able to come up with a support system that ensures that our older Americans or older population is occupied. We have to find resources. I mean, one of the startling statistics is that by 2050, countries like those in Northern Africa or the Near East or the Caribbean or the Latin American countries will see their 80 and above population, and also more so the 65 and above population, increased threefold by 2050.
That's amazing. And you know what I'm getting out of this more than anything, it's the attitude,
Absolutely.
even more than the action, that is really helping this group continue
Beats
on.
the aging cream.
Absolutely beats the aging cream. I mean, we don't have enough scientific evidence to show that that works, although there are ingredients in those creams that have shown to work in the body. I don't know if it works outside the body.
All right, hands up to good too, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll have you back soon. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll change lanes and go over to Matt. He's got more with the weather and a look at what's happening in the U.S.